Hello, good morning, everyone. Today I will be. Hello. In this short session, I'll speak about higher order thinking skills, their importance, and how to promote them in your class, in your students. So, what are these higher order thinking skills? If you are familiar with the Bloom's taxonomy, that is, the lowest level is the memory recall or knowledge, second level is the comprehension or understanding, third is the application, fourth is the analysis, fifth is the synthesis, sixth is the evaluation. So, what do these thinking levels mean? So, memory recall is when somebody is memorizing the material. For example, when children memorize the multiplication tables or answers that are marked in their textbooks, that is memory recall. Comprehension is when someone is able to write or speak in their own words or give examples or interpret something that is written or paraphrase or summarize. All these things are about understanding a piece of material. Now, these two levels are definitely a foundation, but by themselves, they are not really useful in life. The first thing that is useful, whether professionally or in our daily life, is the third level called application. That is, where do we apply the knowledge or the understanding that we have in dealing with a situation or a problem in life or a task. If you are working somewhere, you have a task to do and you have to apply some knowledge and understanding to perform that task. So, application level is the minimum that is really useful. And above that is the analysis level, where a person is able to understand or break down the parts of a problem or of a procedure or of a method or a theory or a philosophy or something, and he's able to understand the interconnection between the various sub concepts or sub elements in that. That is analysis. Synthesis is when a person is able to create something. So sometimes this synthesis and evaluation are uh, interchanged. There is a difference of opinion about whether evaluation is higher than creation. Doesn't matter. So creation is when someone is able to put forth their own a theory or a philosophy or a procedure or a method or whatever. And evaluation. So many times teachers think that evaluation here in Bloom's taxonomy means evaluation of the students. No. Evaluation is a skill, a thinking skill, where someone is able to judge, evaluate again a procedure or a method or a philosophy or an idea or whatever in terms of its usefulness or comparing it with something. Evaluation is a judgment. So I'll give you a small example. Suppose I have the bus timetable of a city. I know all the buses and the routes, and the timetable is very detailed enough, how the bus goes, where it stops, all that. So if I just look at this bus timetable and I memorize it, that is recall. If I understand, okay, this bus goes here, that bus goes there, and this is how it is structured, and there is a bus every 10 minutes, or this kind of information, if I'm able to understand, But this timetable is of no use to me only at these two levels of thinking. The minimum I must know is how do I get from place A to place B using this bus timetable. So I must know, okay, I am at place A, then I must take this bus and I must go to some other place, and from there I must go to some other place, and this is how I'll go to place B. This is the application. Analysis is where I really understand the whole structure of this system, the city, how the routes are numbered, is there any pattern in the way these buses are organized? Is there any pattern in their schedule? Are there more buses in the morning and evening? Are there more buses in the afternoon? All kinds of things I can analyze. Synthesis is if I was asked to make a new route for this city, what would I do? And evaluation is how do I go from place A to place B, let's say in the shortest possible time, or in the most comfortable way. Maybe I want only AC buses, or maybe I want to go in the minimum fare, or I want to pick up somebody on the way somewhere. So how should I go? That means from A to B, but via some other place. So these evaluation is basically judging and finding the best route for a certain requirement. So this is what is meant by higher order thinking skill. So you notice that memory recall and comprehension may be essential, but they are not the end by themselves. Secondly, usually when we teach, we think that we must teach from this lower level to higher level. That is, we must first give them some information, they must comprehend, and then they will apply and then analyze and so on. This is called deductive teaching. In this, what happens is, very often the things at this facts level are very dry or uninteresting, and people find it difficult to appreciate or get excited or enthusiastic about the material. This is what happens in many of our programs or courses, where the first courses are all fundamental courses about some history and some theories or some theorems and rules and regulations and those kind of things. The real application and the exciting things that are happening are towards the end. So that is the disadvantage. But very often we start with application, we start with examples, we start with showing them something and then going back to the knowledge and comprehension, and then going forward to creation and analysis and so on. For example, one of the ways in which you could teach is actually do an experiment in the class. Ask them, don't do it fully, but let's say you do it in phases. You show them something and you say, what do you think will happen? Guess the answer. So they start guessing. They don't know what actually will happen. They still don't know the principles behind it or the science behind it. But they try to just use some knowledge, some guesswork or something from what they know. And then you do the experiment, you show the results, and then you start analyzing and telling them why this result happened and what was the principle behind it. So you come from really the evaluation level or analysis level and then go back to the foundation of the knowledge level. So these are the various ways in which you use this Bloom's taxonomy in your class. Now, the other thing is, when you write your learning outcomes or learning objectives, you use this Bloom's taxonomy to formulate those outcomes. That is a topic by itself. And these are the outcomes that you must also test or assess in your exams and your other kinds of assessments that you have. But before you try to test these thinking skills in exams, what you must understand is this thinking has to be enabled and encouraged and stimulated in the class through our teaching. Comprehension and understanding and knowledge do not necessarily equip students with higher order thinking. A student can be very bright in understanding whatever we say, they may be able to paraphrase, summarize everything. But very few students by themselves have this analytical or creative or evaluative skills. They have to be inculcated, they have to be practiced. So do not assume that because they are able to answer these rote questions on their own, they will themselves be able to do the higher level thinking. This is a misconcept. So we must practice these skills in class. So there are various types of ways in which we can ask questions and in the class and give time